BSB's Larger Than Life. It's 18 minutes past 10 o'clock, and you're listening to Central FM, and it's a time I've been looking forward to quite a while now. In Studio B, we've got Terry Shaughnessy. Hello, Terry.
Hi, Andy. How are you, mate?
I'm all right. What a great accent.
Cheers. It's all right. Your wheels are still on your car, don't worry.
Please tell me you're red and not blue.
I'm definitely red through and through, mate.
Good man, Liverpool fan through and through. I'm really happy now.
The bad news is, though, my wife's an Evertonian.
What's your home like when they play Merseyside derby?
Derby days are a bit tense, to say the least, yeah. But
do you watch them together?
We do, yeah. So, obviously, when we score, I'm trying to, keep a lid on it, but...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm running around with my shirt over my head and everything.
Right, well, welcome to Central FM. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the studio. We've been talking about you for a while now with this particular charity event. Well,
all good, I hope.
All good things. The charity event tonight, which we'll go through in a bit later on in the interview. But I'd just like to get a little bit about you, if you can.
No problem, mate. Yeah.
I'm putting him on the spot now, listeners. He hasn't got a clue what I'm going to say.
Can't give him my measurements, I'm afraid.
Yes. Right now, it's all to do with the Universal.
Yeah.
Did you start out to want to set up a band, or did you want to go solo first?
Well, I've always known I wanted to be a kind of a musician and a songwriter.
Yeah.
And in the very beginning, I played drums. I was a drummer.
Really?
I've always been able to play drums, funnily enough. And then anyway, I played drums in bands. But I've always written stuff as well.
Yeah.
My uncles were in bands when I was growing up. One of my uncles was a bass player in the Eurythmics for a while.
Really?
So I was always kind of like around it. So anyway, so I always knew I wanted to, get out there with my own songs eventually.
Yeah.
So I did. I literally went out for about 2 years just on my own with an acoustic, and just to road test the songs, kind of do my apprenticeship, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I decided, obviously the next step is you start wanting to get a band. So I started to recruit some band members, and it took a while to get the right people. But yeah.
I suppose it must be a tiring job of trying to find the right blend, because they've got to suit with what you're looking for, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I have this thing. It's also that obviously musicians are renowned for having big egos and stuff, and I've tried to find band members purposely who haven't got a big ego, and they want to play for the song. Basically, they're more musicians than trying to be a rock and roller or something. So that kind of added to trying to find the right members. But yeah, the band I've got now is really good, and they buy into the songs, and they love the music, and you go on stage, and it's just great making music.
Yeah.
With the band I've got at the minute. Yeah, brilliant.
So when did it all start for you? What age were you?
Well,
can't you remember?
It's not that bad.
All right.
As I say, I think when I was growing up, my mum she was in the Small Faces fan club, and she was younger.
Small Faces?
Yeah, I love the Small Faces and all that, kind of mid-60s mod stuff, The Who, and, all stuff like that. And, but when I was growing up, there was always good music, like Otis Redding, the Small Faces, as I say. Lots of, Motown and stuff off the Stax label. And then onwards past that to, some of the West Coast stuff, like Jackson Browne and Neil Young, love Neil Young and stuff like that. And so I was always surrounded by good music in that respect. And then obviously, like I say, my uncles probably were fed up with me because I was a pest at their rehearsals. Probably 5 years old, I was in trying to play the drums or pick up a guitar or hit pianos, and so I always kind of knew from when and as I say, I played drums first, but I was always writing stuff, not necessarily songs, probably at that age, just poems or commentary But I always knew, mate. I always just knew that's what I wanted.
I suppose that's where it starts, doesn't it? Writing things like that at that age, and then it progresses.
Yeah, well, it's just an outlet, isn't it? That's what I love about. I love the craft of songwriting. That amazes me every day. And you're always trying to better yourself. But I just loved it. I think if I couldn't have it, songwriting as an outlet, I don't know what I'd do. Do you know what I mean? It's great. So I've always been able to do that, and I've always wanted to do that, and no one ever wanted to be a musician, basically.
So can you remember the first song that you wrote then and performed? It's a tough one to put you on the spot.
It was probably a lot of rubbish. I can't particularly remember it. I'm not going to play it for you.
Like Liverpool's defence last year, you mean?
Thank you. Yeah,
it was a bit there.
We missed the goals last year, mate.
We did. I knew we'd get on the football similarly.
Forget the music. Let's talk about football now.
So you mentioned a few of your influences there. Were those the Beatles? They must have been an influence for you. Yeah, because a lot of people.
Well, I had another two uncles who were massive vinyl record collectors as well. So when I was growing up, they've got the biggest vinyl record collection I've ever seen in my life. But one of the things about them was that they were like completely besotted by the Beatles. So they'd go. There's this thing that happens in Liverpool every year at the Adelphi Hotel. It's a Beatles convention.
Right.
So even back when I was young, they'd go every year and come back with like Beatles memorabilia, and so I'd go round to like their house and just, the Beatles were played all the time, and as I say, lots of other things like I mentioned, Jackson Browne, Little Feat, loads. I mean, lots of influences. You know, listen to lots of different styles of music, but the Beatles are one of the main influences. I mean, you know, I think any music these days, directly or indirectly, is influenced by the Beatles, I think.
And especially from where you come from, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, normally if you go to like somewhere like Italy or like Croatia or something like that, and you say you're from Liverpool, for some reason, do you know the Beatles? And I'm like, well, I'm from Liverpool, but, you know, I don't know the Beatles. Ringo wasn't my next door neighbour.
I haven't been round for tea. Did I hear you right that you once played the Cavern Club?
I played the Cavern quite a few times, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
What was that like? I mean, because that was associated with the Beatles so heavily. It must have felt...
Yeah, well, it's a weird thing, you know. It's not the original Cavern. Obviously, the original Cavern was a bit further down Matthew Street, but it's a great venue. I had this conversation yesterday with Gray, and they've recreated the front part of the Cavern is like what the old Star Cavern used to be, and there's always performers in there, like all day performing Beatles songs, and there's always like lots of like Japanese tourists taking pictures all the time. And then in the back section, it's like a really good, like, up to date venue.
Oh, right.
And that's where we've done quite a few gigs. And for us, this sounds really bad, but it's like we're playing the Cavern. All right, okay, we're playing the Cavern tonight. But it's just like one of the venues.
Yeah.
If you speak to anyone like yourself there, anyone else in the world, it's like, oh my God, you played the Cavern, you know what I mean? And it's because of the history and everything, it's great. Yeah. But for us, maybe just a bit blasé about it now, but it's a great venue, it's a great venue.
I suppose if it had been the original one, it might have been a bit different.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, I'm not worthy if it's the original one.
I mean, Liverpool's got such a good history of musicians coming out of it, hasn't it?
Yeah, and, Liverpool, I mean, I hate to say it as well, and Manchester, but but Liverpool, definitely, do you know what I mean? Great musicians.
You mentioned Manchester. He's a Liverpool fan.
I know, what's going on?
Right, now, he's got his guitar in there, folks, so we're gonna ask Terry just to do a little bit of an acoustic set for us, just while he's I'll take advantage of him while he's here.
Wouldn't expect anything less, Andy.
So the song you're gonna give us a bit of an excerpt from?
Yeah.
What is it? Have you got
It's something called Everything About Me Knows That I Want You.
All right.
Yeah.
So has it got a story behind it, or is it just one of those moments? I have
this rule that I don't like saying what the song's about.
Right.
And
okay.
For the reason being, for me, obviously I love songwriting and any songs that I listen to that I can like relate to. I always think, well, I relate to them for me. And I think, as a songwriter, I think if you tell somebody what it's about, that just completely
ruins it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, that's what it's about. Where I think if people listen to it and make their own mind up, they kind of have a connection more with it then. So
it'll mean something for us listening to it rather than what it means for you?
Well, hopefully.
Right, take it away, Terry.
Cheers, man. Come on and light up the world in technicolor truth. 'Cause everything about me knows that I want you. And this heart-shaped stone will crumble on its own. 'Cause everything about me knows that I want you. Oh yeah. Sing it out, sing it out. Tell the world all about it. Sing it out, sing it out. I'm only taking up a little space. It was an empty place before you. Oh yeah, yeah. Come on and light up the world like only we can do. 'Cause everything about me knows that I want you. And just let your mind go, don't worry, 'cause I know that everything about me knows that I want you. Oh yeah. Sing it out, sing it out. about it. Sing it out, sing it out. I'm only taking up a little space. It was an empty place. Oh yeah. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Everything about me, it wants you. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Sing it out. Tell the world all about it. Sing it out, sing it out. Come on, let's scream and shout it. Sing it out, sing it out. I'm only taking up a little space. It was an empty place. Oh yeah. Everything about me, it wants you. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Everything about me knows that I want you.
Absolutely brilliant. That was superb.
Cheers, Andy. Thank you.
Well done. I've tapped my feet there. I was lost there for a minute. I'm thinking, I actually got lost in it, thinking that I was at a concert or something, because I didn't realise where I was at one moment. You get lost in these songs, don't you?
Well, that's job done then for me as a songwriter.
yeah. Checks in the post.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, super. Can we expect to hear that one this evening then?
Definitely, I'll probably open with that one, I think.
All right,
yeah,
brilliant,
yeah.
Superb. I think we should actually talk about the band members and give them a little mention if we can.
Yeah.
Because I suppose without them there is no band.
Of course, yeah.
So
yeah.
you've got a few different instruments then.
Yeah, there's a 5-piece at the moment. We're playing a festival in France on Saturday, so I'm meeting up with them.
Right.
Flying back out to France on Friday. So we've got Pete Cohorst on guitar. Brilliant young guitarist from the UK. Chris Waring on bass, Dave Gaskell on drums, and we just added Mark Wainwright, who plays a bit of Hammond organ and a bit of guitar.
Right.
So yeah, so nice little 5.
Nice little sound coming out of that little lot.
Yeah, nice, yeah. Nice racket coming out there.
Right, let's talk about the event this evening then, because there is a reason you're here.
Yeah.
And it's all to do with Brendan, who's an 18-year-old who's got severe disabilities.
Yeah.
And it's a function that's taking place down in La Catarina in La Campana.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different artists there. And how did you become to get involved with this then?
I met Gray Salt, who does pest control on the coast. Good plug for him there. Yeah, and we kind of I met him through the Manilva festival that was meant to happen and got cancelled.
Okay,
we were meant to play there with the band,
right.
And we just become really good friends. And he's kind of helping out down here, to get some gigs and make some contacts. So one of the contacts was a guy called Tim Knight, and obviously he's the guy who's sorted out the benefit gig. And so we just basically read about it. Grace said, have you seen this? And I said, yeah, I'll offer me services basically, because it's a good cause for Brendan Davies, and his family is struggling at the moment, and any money raised is going to help them to get equipment, which makes Brendan's life easier and theirs for caring for him. So Tim obviously he heard the stuff and was happy for me to come over and play the gig tonight.
Well, I'd just like to thank you for giving your time up for free, because I think with people like you, it really does make it a lot easier for people to raise money, and without people like yourself who can give their time for free, it's a sorry world.
I mean, all that. I mean, it's not just me playing tonight. Obviously, there's other artists who are doing the same. So, I don't suppose it happens enough these days. People getting together and doing something, decent.
And it's good to share your talent, because if that's anything to go by, what we've just heard, it's going to be a phenomenal evening.
All right, well, thank you.
It's going to be really, really good, and for a good cause as well. I just want to, just quickly, if you don't mind, you've got Facebook accounts and websites and all sorts, haven't you? So I really want to get out there your Facebook, your website, and contact details for you.
Yeah, okay.
If possible. You can remember them.
I can. The Facebook is, we've got one for the band, which is facebook.com, obviously, the Universal Band. Mm-hmm. Then I've got one myself, which is Facebook, Terry.Shaughnessy. Then we have a Twitter account, which is Universal UK. And then we have an actual designated website for the Universal, which is universaluk.com.
Brilliant. Well, we'll keep mentioning these out throughout the day.
That.
And I mean, I'd love to see you down here again very
Anytime,
soon.
Andy. It's been a pleasure. So yeah.
And if anybody wants to maybe book you or get in touch with you, they can do it through these methods, can they?
Yeah, you can do it through these methods. You can contact you at the radio. Speak to Gray. Gray Salt. Yeah. Tim Knight, I guess, as well. Anything along those lines. Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you ever so much for coming in. It's been a real pleasure for me to chat to you, so thanks you very
Andy.
much.
Thanks for having me.
And all the best for tonight.
Cheers, mate.
And
thank you.
Maybe we can catch up with you again in a couple of months to find out exactly how France went, and it'd be great to keep in touch with you and
Definitely,
get you back on the radio.
Yeah, even if I'm not in the area, if you want to do a phone interview,
brilliant.
Not a problem, mate.
Terry, thank you very much indeed.
Cheers, Andy.
All the best tonight, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers, Andy.
Thank you. Bye-bye. What a wonderful man. And what a talent. My goodness me, that song was brilliant. And we're going to actually have another one of his now, because I'm going to spoil you, if you don't mind, because this